why did they choose particular the Dedan and Kimathi universities? Because of the cooperation which they had with DeKUT, because they are very technical universities, right?
The collaboration with the Siemens has has nothing to do with the Jomo Kenyatta. We initially wrote a proposal for funding by African Development Bank. Then we got some machines from a company supplied and installed. It's called Amatro. That is a company from US. But when we realized, when I checked the machine, because for me, as I said, as a registered engineer, I have done programming, I have done machining and so forth, but I realized the machinery based, the key, or what I can call the heart of the machine, is the PLC, programmable logic controller from Siemens. One time, the time the machine came, I was busy because I was the dean. I was not having enough time to go to keep checking. I used to go when the visitors come and I talk to them about the machine and so forth. But one time, one machine failed. Then the company told us, you see, the unit number 1 doesn't work. So exchange the control of machine number 1 to machine number 3. That was told they are technologists. It is not me who was told that, but I was put in loop for the exchange of email. But because of, as I said, the busy schedule I had, it was very difficult for me to follow every conversation people are having in the department. But another time, some time after they changed it, the machine worked. Then, after the machine worked, I waited. I said, now the problem is solved. After some time, again, the machine where we changed the controller, again, it became faulty. Then I became interested. At that time, I was trying to move from the dean to professional courses. I was just thinking which course we can give, which can help Africans, because my idea after my PhD was to develop appropriate technology, because what I did as nano and microfabrication are not technologies which are ready to be accepted by Africans. They can accept, yes, but they are very expensive. They are engaging. You need a lot of background. I said, let me work on appropriate technology. I wanted now to talk about professional courses as a registered engineer. Now, that is where the idea came. When I tried to contact the company in the US, they told me you have to pay us I think 5,000 euros plus a flight ticket plus something. But I was asking, in Korea I did programming of PLC. Why do we need to call these people to pay this amount? While I know how to program a PLC, even if I'm sitting in a certain office, I can leave the office and program the PLC. Then I went to the lab, I met the technologists, I had a meeting with them, discussed with them. I wrote it to a macro. Then I told them, you know, you cheated us a bit because you told us to change the control from one machine to another machine. But I told the technologists, see, if they repair this machine, we are not going to call them again. This is going to be the last call we are making to them. Because if we are not careful, we are not going, this lab is going just to be there gathering dust. That is where now myself and one of the senior technologists called Mr. Karanja, I told him now, we needed to figure out how can we collaborate directly with Siemens. I gave him a task. You needed to read how can we have Siemens course here. At that time now, that is where I started to engage personally, because Mr. Karanja tried to engage the Germans to write to them emails and so forth, but it looked like they were not replying. Then I decided to step in, write emails and started to call. Then we agreed. That is the time now in 2016. I traveled to Germany. Definitely it was an expensive course because we paid 10,000 euros for 1 month. If you look at it, the cost of training, you know, you are paying your living expense, your hotel, your flight. It took us around 20,000 euros. Those are around 20 million for one person for the first batch to go. It was not an easy project. I had to explain to university, develop a project, explain, but as our vice chancellor is an engineer, He managed to understand my language, what I was talking about, because I showed him the benefit, and also the senior management, not only the vice chancellor, because in the university it has management. You have to talk to, yes, to vice chancellor, the CEO, but you talk also to other senior management so that they understand your idea. That time I was the dean, as I said. I came to Germany. I spent 1 month. That is where I managed to negotiate the collaboration agreement. Then we signed the collaboration agreement for starting Siemens Mechatronics Center. So that is the reason why I was saying the Siemens Mechatronics has nothing to do with the Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta is a client like any other person who can be our client. And importantly, this center we run is the first center in Africa.
Yeah.
So South Africa, they run another program which is under C-Trend, but the Siemens Mechatronics System Certification Program is only at DeKUT University in the whole Africa. So it is again a plus to us to be able to run that kind of center, because sometimes when we are running business or we are trying to teach our competitor, or we compare ourselves with a university near us, maybe compare DeKUT with Jomo Kenyatta and others. But for us, we wanted to compare ourselves with the whole Africa. Then we can connect it to the whole world to see whether we can achieve what they are achieving. So that is what I'm saying, how Siemens selected DeKUT University. Definitely, there were some conditions. You have to have somebody who has a know-how. You know, you must have skills in programming, which I had, and we needed to have mechatronic systems. We needed to have an institution. We need to have a lab. So those are, I can say, those are the requirements which we had to fulfill, which we did. So far, I was trained for 3 levels. It means I went to Germany. The first 1 month, I did level 1 and level 2 as an instructor. And then I went up again in July 2017 for level 3. Then I sent all university or the center. I don't know whether you can say it is me who sent or it is university who sent. But what is important, we sent the technologists to go to do level 1 and to do level 2. But because of the cost involved, we go a bit slow, because nowadays he go for level 1, we pay 1 million Kenya shillings, which is 10,000 euros. And then he go again, we pay again 1 million. So if you look at it, for him to go 2 times, we have paid around 3 million Kenya shillings. That is about 30,000 euros Kenya, 30,000 euros. If you add it what I paid, again 30,000 euros, it becomes 60,000 euros. So it is expensive, but we do it. That is why I can say how DeKUT managed to have agreement with the Siemens, and we started the Siemens Training Center. And for information, we are in Nyeri. You know, Karatina is near, you said you are in Karatina, but we are in Nyeri. Yeah, it is not far. Karatina is not far from Nyeri. From Nyeri, yeah.
You know when it's, I know.